want to show you this brilliant moment where Mel Sykes, now remember, she was a big star of the BBC for some time. She hosted a show on BBC Radio 2 alongside Alan Carr. But she has now let loose at the British Bashing Corporation, exposing the media elite in this country for what they really are. Watch this.
I've heard people in power at the BBC talk about the audience as the great unwashed. That's how much they respect you, which is zero. Turn out shit for people they don't give a about. And if they think they're making fantastic television, they're deluded. And remember, they do their own programmes to big themselves up, to give themselves awards for what they do as well. So it's patting their own back, generating the money, and they're happy, but you're left feeling like you've been entertained. Are you kidding me?
I mean, firstly, Leilani, she is so right. I love the fact that whatever has happened to Mel Sykes, and she's a nice woman, she's thinking, I don't give a damn about ever working for the BBC again. Isn't it great when you have that freedom? And all three of us have that freedom to tell the truth. And I'm glad that Mel Sykes is now jumping on that very exciting bandwagon. But Leilani, how despicable that these executives at the BBC literally describe their audience, the people who pay their license fee, as the great unwashed. They are really despicable human beings.
Oh, I can't stand the BBC, and this is why I've not had a license for 3 years. I refuse to watch it. Honestly, it's the absolute worst. And I'm glad Mel's been able to speak about that. I admire her a lot, actually. I actually used to want to be her when I was about 15. I thought she was amazing. And I'm so glad to see her speak out against it. Now, I don't know what actually caused her to speak out, because when I saw this, I was like, brilliant, well done. What sparked this off?
Yeah.
So I haven't been able to find out. I've seen 2 Talk TV commentators absolutely berating her, calling her a has-been, because, you know, she's come out and said this.
I didn't get that.
Like, I didn't get it at all. It's like, I don't think she's bitter about that. I think she's literally coming out and she's saying what's going on. She's sick to tired of them. And I think it must be liberating, because I know that it felt really liberating for me to be able to speak, you know, the truth about everything and see what's been, and say about what goes on behind the scenes in the media and in TV. And, you know, for you too, Dan, it's been liberating to know that you can speak out. So I'm really glad to see.
Exactly.
That,
and let's celebrate people when they become unshackled, June. Let's not criticize them. I mean, Mel Sykes is speaking the truth. She'll probably never work at the BBC again as a result of this. So good on her. I don't know why anyone would be criticizing her over this.
Well, if you look at the 2 geezers that were criticising her on Talk TV, I mean, they've had the funding axed, I think, by the Murdochs. It's back to sort of a visual radio show, I think. Who are these people to criticise her? Obviously, people who were just bothered about making sure they've got their slot on Talk TV. What she's done, she's had a meltdown because she's had enough. And there's millions of people in this country had enough that have similar meltdowns. There'll be people faced with that feeling of wanting to speak out, working for other employers, not just the BBC. I spoke to someone who works at ITV, actually. I won't say who it is. They're not quite ready to jump ship. And they completely understood why Melanie Sykes had her meltdown. And they feel frustrated and trapped. You know yourself with GB News. We won't talk about them. But it's a mainstream TV channel. It's got completely different criteria, because you've got this ogre hanging over you all the time called Ofcom, which haven't got control of the internet yet. And I can only advise people to see podcasts like yours with someone who's on the inside, who's got access to brilliant information and links and different people that you've met over the years. Get your information from places like that, because you are absolutely going nowhere listening to the mainstream channels.
You cannot trust the mainstream media. And just to bring it all back to the top of the show, remember, it was the mainstream media that have been telling you for the past 3 years that Joe Biden is capable to run the free world and that he isn't a dementia-plagued senile idiot. That's what you get from the mainstream media. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please do subscribe if you want lots more clips and interviews like that. Plus, if you want to watch our totally uncensored after show, then visit www.outspoken.live.